This is my disclaimer. Everything that I say is my own words and my opinions due to reading of experts. So, censorship and fact checkers, relax. It's a free country, and we could talk about what we want to talk about. If you don't like it, don't watch the video. Find something else to do. Another thing I wanted to touch on, when people make a vaccine, they mess with how your body interacts. They're genetically modifying your body. They're changing your RNA on how it responds and how it interacts with your immune system. So just think about this for a second. We have talking about just adaptations, because when something is alive, they adapt, and they adapt because they want to live, whether they're attacking you or not. And despite what side of the fence it is, if it's a living thing, a fungus, a bacteria, or anything like that, any type of organism is going to adapt to survive. When you get into the whole idea of vaccines, this is for people who truly believe in vaccines, and this is how your mind should work, in my opinion, is you're signing yourself on to a lifelong journey of shots, because organisms, living things, adapt. So that means every year you're gonna get your seasonal shots, and then every couple of years you're gonna be getting your other booster shots. Now, for most people, they don't even realize that they're supposed to be getting their booster shots as adults. They're over here talking about how vaccines are so this and so that, but they don't even know that they're technically that conspiracy of an anti-vaxxer when they're not up to date on their booster shots. Because you're now adding to the idea that what all of us crazies say about getting that natural version of herd immunity. But you're now fighting against your own beliefs when you are not getting your booster shots. But anyway, so just another way to think about it. Think about Monsanto. They're into the GMOs. Now, everybody wants to act like GMOs are okay because we can grow plants in places that have no water, that are droughts, so they're more resilient. Which, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but be real with yourself. Is that what they're doing with GMOs? No, it's not what they're doing with GMOs. GMOs means chemicals. Why does it mean chemicals? It means chemicals because what they do, talking about organisms and adaptations here, is we'll talk about soy, wheat, or corn, because they're all the most industrialized crops. So you have these things growing, and we use them for so many different things. You have these companies that they don't like the weeds, so they spray the chemicals to kill the weeds. But how do you spray chemicals and kill weeds but not your plant? You have to make them resistant. How do they make them resistant? They genetically modify them. So they genetically modify them to be resistant to harmful chemicals that kill living organisms. Now, these organisms that are smaller than we are more sensitive than we are, so they're going to die faster. But the whole point of pesticides is to kill. So if it is to kill and you're eating those, but you're eating them in smaller doses, or because we're bigger, they're smaller to us, that means that it's going to kill you slowly. And what happens when you get killed slowly is things start to go wrong in your body. Things start to break down. You start having health problems, right? Now what happens over time with adaptation, because all organisms adapt because all they want to do is survive. These weeds adapt. They become more resilient to what? The chemicals. So now what do they have to do? They have to make stronger, more harsh chemicals, more chemicals to kill the more resilient weeds. Now what do they have to do now to the crop that they want to sell? They have to genetically modify that even more so it's more resistant than the weeds that are around it, and so on and so forth, and the cycle continues. So you can guarantee, as time goes on, with genetically modified foods, you're exposing yourself to more stronger and more harsh chemicals as the years go on, because they're not going to stop adapting. So that means that neither are the poisons. So think about antibiotics, your microbiome in your gut, right? What happens with people who take so many antibiotics? They start to find that bad bacteria in your body starts to become more resilient. Why? Because it's bacteria and it wants to survive. So it becomes more resilient to the antibiotics. So now they have to make stronger antibiotics. So you get the idea here, is that as time goes on, whether it's drugs or chemicals, which they're all chemicals, are all going to affect your body differently. Some are going to do things faster, some are going to do things slower. But the bottom line is these are foreign things to your body that are going to cause you to have health issues. So the whole idea is adaptation. So why are we not trying to learn on how to have our body adapt the correct way without having all of these harmful chemicals, right? It's just crazy, because you definitely didn't see it on TV, but if you do some research online, you can find that there's studies going on about adaptation of the virus to the vaccine. At this point, if you guys don't realize that there's business and there's an agenda here, at the very least, business is bad. Business is bad. Subjecting people to things that are going to go against their body's natural behavior, which is going to cause it to have issues, for the idea of profit is bad. Like, we say that people who sell heroin and crack to drug addicts are bad, because why? People want to buy it. They want to buy it. It doesn't matter, whether you think that it's bad for them or not. That what they want to do, they want to buy it, right? They want to buy the drugs, right? And this guy's selling it to them. But they're bad people. Why? Because those drugs are causing damage to their body. Their mental and physical and spiritual health is going down. So why is that same thought process not being put at these organizations that are doing the same thing? And they're also lobbying these people. So it's just like kind of like a food for thought and your life for thought. But it's crazy now that we can't even have a conversation. I think that natural health is better, and nothing can beat natural health. I'm crazy, right? I'm crazy to everybody out there, to everybody that's in the establishment, right? Yet these people can't have a conversation about health. Think about this. When you think about health in this country, it's not natural health, it's pharmaceutical health. When somebody goes to school to become a nurse or become a doctor, anything like that, they're familiar with anatomy, obviously, how drugs affect certain parts of the body, right? They're familiar with that aspect of the human body. But in no way, shape, or form does the idea of nutrition and how your nutrition is going to benefit the anatomy of your body. The lack of knowledge on that does not hinder anybody from getting their doctorate or from getting their nursing license. So clearly, for everybody out there that wants to keep like trashing people like me, because we're not a nurse, or we're not a doctor, or we didn't go to medical school. Medical school has nothing to do with health. And your doctors and your nurses, if they have any understanding about health in any way, shape, or form, they did not get it from their degree in medical school. They got it from doing their own research outside of their curriculum for their profession. The curriculum does not teach people about vaccines. You get that basic education of like what a vaccine is supposed to do, but that's about it. It's not a part of the curriculum. So for people to be so caught up in themselves and ignorant, some people aren't being ignorant. Some people definitely are. Maybe some people just don't think about it, right? But for everybody who falls in that category, why can't we have a conversation about it? Why do you need to shut somebody down just because they have a different aspect or a different idea or a different angle when it comes to health. The best way to find out where health is okay, let's take that angle, take that angle, take that angle. It's about cross-reference. This is for everything, every aspect in life. Anything you want to improve, improving in society, improving your personal life, improving your health, improving your finance, improving anything, you need to have multiple angles so you can get the best results, because then you'll have multiple ideas going across. And that's true diversity. That's what diversity is that right there. Is accepting and knowing all the differences, but knowing that there's going to be pros and cons to every angle, but taking the best of those angles and meshing them together so you can make the best results. Just think about it. And if anybody's got any questions or anything to say, definitely, leave a comment. And if you like the video, then share the video and like the video. Much love, guys, and take our health back, take our country back. We have to take our freedom back. This is how we're going to do it. So much love.